Welcome, everybody, to Gotham After Dark. I am DM Discretion. With us tonight, we have Audible, Diablo, Mystic Knight, Toreador, and Crosshair. Ethera is not going to join us tonight or will join us at a later date. So, we are going to go back into... Oh, God damn it. Oh, sorry. There's something in my throat. That's it. -7 XP. Good luck with that. You piece of shoe. Well, two per session is that's not the norm, so let's not get crazy. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to our last game, and I'm going to start with Crosshair. Now, for those of you who are watching, and there are ones of you that are watching, we try to continue the game on a surface level on Discord. So we have private channels where we can stay in character and do some dialoguing, maybe exchange ideas, so that when the next game comes, we'll just flow right back into it using that extra time that we spent, because it's a 2-week span. Okay, first of all, I don't like you, and your character is fake, and you need to restructure it. Now, you need to restructure it down to 1 ability each. So, Crosshair had decided to visit our good friend Mo at his domicile to question him further. So the dialogue was pretty simplistic. Mo nearly shat his pants, discovering a fully armed and armored and costumed Crosshair sitting in his living room after a long day of pretending to be something that he's not, and being threatened with bodily harm, and in fact getting a couple of good smacks to the face and kidneys for information that he didn't otherwise provide. Crosshair demanded some subsequent information and a lower fee, which was to Mo's delight. Now we're going to take it from the last part of that. Crosshair says, I need information about... Oh, you know what? Why don't you go ahead? And if you have Discord up, or if you can remember what you wrote, and we can take it from there. Oh, excusez-moi. All right. You know what? Age ain't nothing but a dope, bitch. You guys know how Helen Keller hails a cab? I'm just giving the punchline. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Halo building. You mean the Helios building? All right. Yeah, listen, CH, I don't know nothing about that. Wait, well, you know, a guy's still got to eat, you know. But I don't know nothing about no CD. What is CDC? Those are those you know, making the frogs gay guys that they put stuff in the water. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. He's like, listen, I got a couple of, listen, I got a couple of, I got a couple of bent, foot patrol guys, but that they leave me alone. They get a little taste of some of my action. They don't harass me when I'm doing my business. But I could ask them. All right, so you want to know about what's happening over at those fake superheroes. Samples, samples of what? I don't know, CH. It's one thing to grease a couple of palms to get some 411, but you're talking about breaking into evidence lockers and stuff. That. I'll see what yeah, I'll see what I can do. You'll have it by the end of the night. I think I'll do my best, the best I could do. All right, I say, wait, this ain't coming from the top. CH, I love you. Is like I've known you since you were this high, but you want to keep stuff from Gaji. I don't. It's like yeah, yeah. I know. All right. Yeah, yeah. He reaches over the table. He gets his grubby paw on the envelope. He starts to look through it, then he just looks at you. And he's like, "Yeah, we're good. Anything else you want a beer? I got some sangria. It's my own special recipe. It's really fucking good." He doesn't receive it in any way other than menace. Like when you get closer to him, you can see a visible. Well, with your heightened senses, you can tell he's trying to suppress a shiver. But once you kiss him, that cold shiver goes down. He's like, yeah, 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 yeah. You don't need to do that. Don't tell God you did that, please, please. You'll have my balls on the fucking mantle. I know it. But it's. He's like, oh, yeah. I got your number. I'll give you a call when I get as soon as I get something. You can count on me, CH. You can count on me. I gotta fucking move. You can count on me, CH. I got you. All right. What's your next step? Hmm. Okay. So I'm going to come back to Audible. Okay, doke. I will come to Audible. Audible, are you with me? Since you guys aren't on camera, I can't really tell. A likely story. All right, so Audible's not there, so I will come back to. Oh, you! I swear to God, I think you do that on purpose. You, I could swear you're doing that on purpose. It's like 3, 2, 1, yay! Audible, you guys were in the lounge. That little fracas happened with Mo. You know of him. You and some of your boys have traded some goods for some quick cash every once in a while. He seems pretty affable, big talker. He likes to hear himself talk, and he's boastful but not harm. Like, he's boastful but harmless, and he's very he can code switch really well. Like he gets down with the parlance with the in the black culture, but not to the point where you're just like, this motherfucker's making fun of me. He's just trying to be down. Mo he's a short Italian man who likes to say he's connected. His only connection to the DeLuca family is that him and Crosshair's grandfather go back to the old country. So he's sort of, yeah. I posted his picture on the gallery, so give you a sense of who he looks like. Yes, because it doesn't come, if for some reason it doesn't come into Roll20 anymore. Yeah, it is weird. It's actually kind of annoying because it was easy. It was nice that you guys can see it right away. Um, yeah, you guys were working on the connection to the docks for La Reina. Hmm. And they were talking about La Reina, or Reina, as Mama Reina. Correct. All right. That's up to you guys. How are you getting there? Okay. Okay. So just just for um, just for some level of clarity, I'm going to assume, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that you all have fake IDs. You know, none of you are like international spies, so you would need to keep a cache of different types of passports, unless that's in your history, and nothing in your guys' histories suggested that. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Which is fine. Yeah. So, well, it's not so much about being on the wanted list, but some of you have not. I'm just I'm projecting. Has anybody had an arrest record? Not necessarily high profile, but like a history of arrests, just so that there's some. You don't necessarily have to have a deep criminal background, but something from childhood, something from adolescence, any of that. Anybody? Anybody want to take a stab at that, or is everybody clean as a whistle? Okay. Okay. So juvenile stuff, like juvenile records are supposed to be sealed. We all know they're not, but just as a matter of adding a little bit more context to your characters. Yeah, still not like some fraud type of shit. Talking about smuggling. Oh, okay. So we're not talking about felonies. We're talking about misdemeanors. All right. Okay. Get your cab. You get to the dock, and I'm going to take some liberties. When you get to the area, you don't necessarily stop the cab exactly where you would normally get off because the corner boys aren't there. Instead, they're replaced by at least 3 or 4 men of Asian descent. They're not easily recognizable as Chinese or Japanese, which are the triad gangs or the Yakuza, but they're definitely of Asian descent, possibly Filipino. And um, of the two of you, who would be the one to recognize like weaponry, like hidden weaponry, just by like a cursory glance? Okay. All right. So, okay. So then well, this is again taking some liberties. No need to roll at this juncture. What made you tell the Uber driver to keep going to maybe a block or a block and a half away was that you noticed the weaponry that they were carrying, and they were armed with submachine guns, like underneath larger jackets or longer trench coats. Hmm. And the area where the gang is operating, most of it is it wasn't always well lit, but it was you knew when Raina was in when she was working, which was maybe about 20 hours a day. She was always working, had very little downtime, taking care of her family. That part of the warehouse is dark. At this time of night, it shouldn't be. And there is no foot traffic, just those 4 corner boys. You get out about a block and a half away, and the area is eerily quiet. Just you can just hear the traffic going by. And there's usually some Spanish music playing in the distance. There's some sort of activity. Her corner boys would often have a boom box and just be not menacing, but they always look like they're they're hanging out. No, this is. I'm gonna take a step back. This is not normal. None of her corner boys are there. They're all new faces. No music, no lights, no nothing, nothing that you've become accustomed to seeing. No, it's not busy. It's dead. You tell me. This is your story. Yeah. Right. With that familiarity, you would know something's up. No, it's closer to the road. Yep. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be a speed roll. So, all right. So describe for me before you make any rolls what it is that you're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, that would be probably an enhancement of the power. Um, so it would need to be something that you would purchase specifically. Now, an application of your current existing ability, if you want to tweak it, tweak it, come up with some unique way of using it within the confines of that ability, that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. Mm, you talking about to combine the powers? Because absorbing the kinetic energy, it has nothing to do with sound itself. Yeah, because that's just force. What? No, I understand that, and I get it. That's why I said it come up with a unique application within the confines of the ability, of the existing ability. And yeah, I'm gonna err on the side of allowing you to do it. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be a hard and fast. But I need to. You need to give me something for me to consider it. Yeah. Yeah, I understand the math of it. I got what you're saying. So go ahead. Okay. No, I got what you're saying. I understand. Um, okay. Are you telling me or are you telling Torador? Okay. And Toreador is doing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How who moves? You talking about Audible? No, I mean he's a big dude. So you tell me, Audible, do you move like an ox? Yeah. So he's essentially yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. So, walk me through how you're. What is the significance of you touching him and moving with him? Besides, catching it, catching a case. Okay, I got you. I, I thought maybe that was some sort of Chris Hansen take a seat situation. Okay. I got it. That's not cool. Okay, so let's just take that. We'll take that. We're gonna make that with your guidance a difficulty of a 3. That's okay. So then that would be a difficulty of 2. 6 or better. Yeah, I said that like 8 times. Mm. You know what? I will add that to the difficulty. So I will subtract that from the difficulty as well. So for this as a combined task, the roll will be a 1. Mm-hmm. All right. So for this, no rolling necessary. Now here's one of the side effects of your sharp eyes as you're looking out, and I frozen, which is weird. The car passes that group of 4. As it passes, and you're using that as a distraction to move to the side of the building at the far corner. Um, the one that was not staring in he's not staring at you, but in your direction. The you guys ever seen the what was that movie with Willem Dafoe with the vampires? When Daybreakers, when the train passes and it gets dark and you can just see the glow of their eyes. That's what you see from that guy as you pass by it. As the car passes, the headlights of the car that passes by going down the street, and that's something that you notice because you're trying to maneuver yourself using the shadows because it's not well lit. It's street lights, but they're street lights. They're evenly spaced apart. So there are ways that you can go through the shadows. That's what you saw as the thing passed, the car passed. The headlights flashed it. The other 3 were looking in different directions, but that one just happened to be looking in your direction. Just a quick after image of his irises just glowing, and they're like two little pinpricks from that distance, but that's not something that normal. I got it. That's Star Wars. You don't get to use that. I got a bad feeling about this. Um, okay, so we're gonna come back to you as you guys make your way. You get past the gate. You're walking down that street to the side of the building, and you make your leap with Toreador to the roof. Um, you land lightly, but the roof is metal, and it's slatted metal. So it's not all one piece, and it's not new construction. So there are rust spots that you're gonna have to navigate through. You as soon as your feet land on that roof, you loud enough for you to hear it on the out from where you're standing. So you don't know what the sound is coming from inside the building. We don't need no stinking donuts. It's like, I don't eat donuts, vato. They call me creeper. No, sorry. All right, so now I'm going to come back to Diablo and Mystic Knight. When your, what was his name? Yes. Vesper had issued orders, correct? Do you remember what they were? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So walk me through further along that thought path and how you're going to make that happen for him. Because Vesper doesn't necessarily give you. He doesn't give you the. He doesn't give you direction. The one thing that you've come to know about Vesper is that he's one. Unlike some of the others. What was it? Where is he? God damn it. All right. Anyways, unlike some of the other elders or some of the other leaders, I can't remember I gave you the listing. Yes, here it is. Now I got it. Unlike some of the other harbingers, he judges all acolytes and anyone below him on their own merits, on how they accomplish their tasks. He gives you tasks. He gives tasks and rewards. He rewards those who are clever, who come to their results that he requests on their own merits, and doesn't and he is notoriously not cheap, but he rewards people who are self-sufficient in finding the results that for the tasks and assignments that he gives. But he's also he's cruel and punishing for those who fail him. So he's essentially the Vader of this story. I mean, he was talking to you, so you just going to turn around and walk away? There you go. He turns around. He's like, "What the fuck?" You guys didn't hear that, did you? You're breaking up. I can't. I don't know if anybody else hears him breaking up, but I hear him breaking up. Yeah, you. I didn't hear a damn thing you just said.
All right.
Try
Can
again.
you hear me now?
I can now. Yes.
So, saying I'm going to put out the feelers so I can get more information than we just got from the media, the newspapers and the newsreels, whatever that's been put on the air with regards to Helios and the debauchery that's been going on over there. And to see what further information I can get from boots to ground. While that's going on, I'm going to start with my own resources, testing the sample for what I suspect may be necromancy, and see what results I get. At the same time, I'm going to want to separate
Can I
any of
interrupt
the.
you? I'm going to interrupt you real quick.
Mhm.
These sound like tasks with no specificity on how you're getting them done. You're
Okay,
telling me what the task is, but I need to know how you're getting these tasks done. That's the important part.
I'm using the test kits or my magic in order to separate the components if there are any that are viable within the sample. That way I can see what the actual physical components are, um, what type of chemistry that may be involved, and how deep a source of magic, if any, is influencing this. And what would be the end result should this substance come in contact with something. While I'm doing that,
All right,
I'm hoping
can
that I
we do
can.
this one step at a time then?
Mhm.
Your first action is to do what?
To test the samples
Okay, and you're doing that where?
and in the testing facility on chemistry.
Okay, what testing facility?
Okay, so being that I'm an archaeologist, we need to go through the process of identifying and all that
No, no,
stuff.
I understand that. Where? What
So
testing facility?
at the college,
Okay. If you said it, I didn't hear it. That's why I'm asking. I'm not being. I'm not trying to be difficult here.
oh,
I'm turning up the volume because you seem to be talking lower and lower for some reason.
oh. So I'm going to the. Oh, all right, let me go
You're
step by
heading.
step.
You're heading to the
Go.
college to use their labs.
Well, my lab actually.
Okay. I mean, you don't necessarily have a fully equipped science lab, but
I do.
for the for the job of an archaeologist, you
No,
know.
I mean I do.
Oh, you do.
I have my own. I have my own personal lab in the college.
Gotcha.
Just no one knows about it.
Okay.
That's where I do all the experimentation that I do.
Gotcha. That made that a little bit clearer for me. Thank you.
Okay. So go there, do the
Mhm.
testing, see what results we get.
Okay. And after that, what? And by testing, you mean like how? I'm sorry to be to be a little bit nitpicky about this, but I'm trying to. I want to conceptualize it the way you are conceptualizing it, so that I
I'm
can
putting it
give
through the
you
process like the
something.
centrifuge, separating the elements,
Got
XXXXX.
okay.
You know,
So
like you
you're
would
trying
do
to
any other,
like a
yeah,
cellular type of analysis of the.
a multi-level type of separation, cellular, molecular,
Okay.
the structural components, what can be identified, what isn't identifiable, what is part magic, et cetera, et cetera. But I
Gotcha.
have to separate it first in order to be able to do all of that.
Sure. Totally got you now.
Okay.
Okay.
Now that while I'm doing that, simultaneously, whomever I have as my thralls, I want to get information from if they haven't regarding this specific incident
Oh,
over at a Helios
okay.
or
So
any
you have
or
thrall.
any
You have thralls in Helios.
no, not in Helios. I mean anybody that's foot to ground right now that can get access to information.
Did you put together a listing of these thralls? Because I don't recall
Oh,
seeing them on your character sheet.
because we needed to go over that
Okay.
as far as how many.
Okay. So I'm not saying no, but I kind of need. I'm going to need a little bit more about that because you're you're making general statements with the intent with an idea in your head that isn't translating to mine, and I want to make sure that we're both on the same page. So I
Mhm.
say it correctly and you communicate it
Okay, you
as
know what my end goal
concisely as
is.
possible. Yes,
You know what my end goal is.
I do.
So I'm assuming it's gonna work with you to find out how many X's or how many thralls there may be
And
within
okay,
within
within
the testing stage.
okay, so the thralls themselves, are they? We had talked. We briefly discussed them being at least initially your students, or at least
Mhm,
a portion of your students.
mhm.
Why don't we do this? Just grab a 1d6, roll that, and then that'll determine how many thralls you have currently. Okay,
Six.
great. So, what I will then ask you to do, you don't have to do it now unless you want to, is to come up with names, what they do, names, ages, and who they are to you outside of your students. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So just give me just a small bio. It doesn't need to be. I say small. You can write as much as you want. I'm not going to limit you to any paragraphs or sentences. Write as much as you want. The more information you give me, the better. Obviously, for me to work with, but it's completely up to you. All right. So I got what you're doing there, and you're going to use your thralls to.
Gather information that I am not able to get right now
Okay.
in order to
And you're
compare
specifically talking about the shit that's going down with Helios.
that and that substance that they keep talking about in the media.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, so I can get real notes to compare to what the experimentation is going to be.
Okay.
So that and we can have a baseline.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Well, and because we're recording this, when I go back over this is why I'm asking all these questions, so I can give you more offline because I'm not going to be able to do all of that in game, but I'll give you whatever I can as it comes up. But for anything like detailed like that type of research, that'll probably be offline. Okay, so Diablo, you were going back to your room. You're there. You're in your suite.
So I go and close the door. I lock it. Basically, I put a line of black ash that I always carry with me at the front door.
What does the
So
black ash do?
I have a mirror. The black ash is basically uh it for me it's a way of knowing if somebody walks to the door, it lets me know if somebody's like at the door.
So the black ash is inside the door or outside the door?
No, it's
I'm
inside
confused.
the door.
Okay.
So if somebody approaches my door, I'll know like somebody's there. So I go and I have a mirror.
Again, I hate to be nitpicky. I'm trying to understand how the black ash is going to be an early warning system. Is it enchanted? Is it how is it doing that?
It's a thing that I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That I basically I put a thin line of black ash that it lets me know when somebody approaches my front door
How?
magically.
Okay, you could have led with that. And how magically is it doing that?
It's basically what I do is I throw a drop of blood in it,
Uh huh.
and it's already mixed in of my own blood,
Yeah.
and then it'll let me know.
It'll let you know that somebody's at the door or someone's trying to come into the room if they open the door.
You know, so it basically is meant if somebody's gonna try to creep on me, try to break into the room or whatever like that, it'll let me know that somebody's
So it's
there.
essentially when someone opens the door, it sends what, a signal to you, or how does that
I'll,
work?
I'll feel it. I'll feel like a shiver that wakes me up like in a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Okay.
It's
So
like it's like an alarm from Denver.
no, I get it. I just is that one of your ciphers, or is that
No,
it's an ability?
it's an ability.
Okay.
So basically, I'm gonna pull out the blood
Mm-hmm.
and the black liquid,
Okay.
and due to my abilities of blood magic, I'm gonna cut myself, cut a little nick, and I'm gonna drop blood. I'm gonna drop blood the on the black liquid.
Okay.
And what I want to do is see if I could be able to read something off of it to get any information. Is it
Is that a specific ability, or are you?
no?
Is it a liberal interpretation of your blood magic?
Yep.
So I hold on.
Man, those glasses look thick.
First of all, shut up. I'm old. I know you ain't talking because you're very Poindexter yourself, you motherfucker.
Yeah, the bottle cap too.
We're
Yo,
old, bro. This is what
Talk,
happens.
fat boy.
The
Those
bottle
glasses
cap
were
too.
made by Galactus, bro. So don't even.
Hey, they wouldn't be blue blockers unless they weren't.
He said you could see into another galaxy.
No, no, no. That was Paquito. Let's not get it twisted.
No, he can see into another realm, another dimension.
Paquito
Yeah,
really had thick glasses.
yeah, they were pretty thick. Now, what specific ability are you utilizing here?
So due to the game not having when it comes to like blood magic, doesn't really have it. We never really.
We're gonna need to try to nail that down because there are mechanics to create what it is that you're looking to do without it just being a one size fits all. This is what I need it for this time. This is what I need it for next time.
Right. No, I'm not trying to do that, but in the sense of in this,
There's
in
no
this,
specific spell list or ability list.
right.
Yeah,
So in
I get
this
what you're
instance,
saying. It's just
when it comes to like blood,
Yeah.
right? And when you're a mage that deals with blood, I'm trying to see if I could read something off of it.
so
I'm
some
most
sort of
likely
like a
I might
divination or like an object read type of ability.
similar to that. And what I'm trying to figure out is it like it has a magic essence or a demonic essence or a supernatural essence in the black liquid? Because one thing we did notice is that the way it murdered everybody in there and the damage that it caused, it wasn't normal. Like you could just know kind of from the of the massacre that happened in that kitchen, you could say, well, it's a normal strength person wouldn't have done that. So I'm throwing guesses out there of trying to find out uh trying to find out what that thing might be made of. Second is I'm gonna do the same thing with the blood to see when how long was the contamination, meaning how far, like the history of like, because they both kind of come from the same place, like the blood and the black ooze. So I'm using one to find out what's the essence of it. The second one is to um when how far it's been when it got contaminated with this black ooze. You know what I'm talking about? Like out of character, I'm trying to find out when did it get when did it catch it? When did it catch whatever made it into that? When it inhaled it? It maybe walked by Helios. And I'm trying to figure out first how about I'm trying to figure out how long it's been in the person before it manifested into what became of became of the creature.
Okay.
Incubation.
Yeah.
So divination. You're trying to divine a lot of information from this blood. Okay. Let's work on that here. So make an intellect roll. You can use, if you have a power shift in your hell magic, your blood magic. Do you have what are your power shifts? Do you have any?
Power shift? What's that?
Oh, you don't have power shifts.
Look, I'm adept, mystical, master of spells.
Let's
Intellect
see.
pool. My
You have
intellect
a
is
healing
20
power shift. You
plus
have an
1.
intelligence power shift. Okay, you have a level 2, so that's you have two shifts, so that means you ease intellect defense rolls and knowledge rolls by two. So whatever the difficulty is, you lower that by 2. And a power prodigy to power shift. Da, 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 da.
And I
We're
also
gonna have to go over this because your prodigy power shift. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. It costs 2 2 abilities for every power shift, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you have 2 power shifts in one, then that leaves you with 3, 1, 2,
It's 5 total.
5 total. Yeah, but increasing a power shift to the level 2,
It's 1.
and then the prodigy power shift. I believe that's 4.
If he's got 2 in it or 3 in it,
It's got 2.
So that's 3.
Yeah, 3. It's all right. So you got 1 extra power shift in there. But anyway, so let's you're going to use your intellect. All right, and go ahead and roll the 20, and I'll tell you if you hit it.
A
Okay.
9.
With that, no, you didn't. Um,
I have put points to it.
you could add effort to it, yes, to lower the difficulty.
Can I?
But your effort is limited by the number of points that you can reduce. It's limited by your effort. So let's see. You have 1 effort and 1 edge. I'm sorry, it's limited by your edge.
So right now he can shift it 2 times.
No, 1.
Yeah, 2. Maximum is 1 plus your edge.
That's right. Yeah. So if you wanted to lower the difficulty by another 2, it would cost you 4.
So I will use the 4.
4 points from your pool.
So that drops it by 4. Plus, it's if it's his blood magic, and I'm pretty sure that he did the power shift with his blood magic, that'll lower 1 more. So that's
No,
5 shifts then.
He didn't do the power shift and blood magic.
Oh, I tried.
It's all right.
Okay, so
It's still, I gotta learn. I just,
He needs his privacy. He has to talk to the great Reamer.
What other stuff do you have that enhances your intellect? Like any skill sets that you have specific?
oh, yeah. Yeah, I got, I'll tell you right now. So my devious also gives me a +2 on intellect pool, and I'm smart +2 on your intellect pool from there.
that's just the pool of
Eh,
points. That's not lowering the roll.
No, that's
Right,
just increasing your pool. Stuff like that would have been like researcher. That would have lowered your pool maybe by 1 as an asset.
I don't understand why this thing keeps on. No, I'm a master at spells. My specialized spell, okay, keeping a spell book. You could quickly cast spells of arcing lightning, rolling fire, creeping shadow, and summoning. You think of yourself mystical, attuned, mystical, paranormal, true, supernatural, hellborn. You master powers, ability, experience, understanding, and sometimes belief of others. This might be magic, psychic powers, wide variety devices, depending on the setting. Adepts are usually thoughtful, intelligent types. They often think carefully before acting and relying heavily on their supernatural abilities. Now, Inner evil, trained in tasks related to magic lore and lore of the underworld.
Okay, so here's what happens. With that roll, I'm going to use a GM intrusion, and you have XP.
I can use an XP.
You can use the XP to nullify the GM intrusion. Is that what you want to do? Otherwise,
Yes.
you get an XP and you can give another player an XP point.
No, I'll use an XP.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure to note that.
Not bad. I like this. I'm learning little by little, Louis.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, but it's not enough. You should have known this already. That's it. You're done, buddy.
Okay. When you drop your blood, you prick yourself to bead that blood into the sample. The liquid itself, what happens, it happens in that split second, but as you prick your finger and the blood starts welling up, you can see that the liquid itself starts to move, like vibrate,
Like a symbiote?
like waves. It's like it's like if it's round from the center, there's waves that are radiating out to where it's almost forming like a cup, where the outer edges, the outer fringes of that blood are raising like maybe 2 or 3 millimeters. And once the blood drops in, it envelops it. And it almost has a visceral reaction where you feel this pulse of necrotic type energy flow right through you. And it nearly knocks you back to where you're just like that initial shock from that pulse knocks you back. And when you go back to the blood, or the black goo, it's almost as if it's starting to expand. And in it, you're seeing visions within it. It's almost as if it's becoming like a mirror into images of your own past, of things that you've seen, of things that you've done. And it starts to I know you know, you've picked up on this word. It starts to undulate and move to the point where it starts to form like the outline traces. You can see like a palm from the center, and it's almost it expands to like a spindly version of your hand. And I say your hand because when you look at your hand, the one where you prick the blood, you can see the traces of in your palm, and the spirals of your fingerprints. It starts to make that, and then it stops, and it moves for a little bit, and then the fingers tense up, and then they relax and fall flat, and then the thing starts to turn back into that goo.
Okay. So basically, I'm just going to close it up. And then I'm going to put it on I'm going to light a...
With that, you can feel magic radiating from it, but it's familiar, and it's almost as if it's
back home?
It's
back home from it?
It's like Hellenic magic. I don't know if that's a word. Hellenic or Hellenic?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's hellfire magic. And that wasn't radiating that before. But now it's like pulsing with it. So with that, that's a cipher for you. You can feel that you can draw energy from that. So that cipher is going to be able to give you can use it twice before it runs out of energy to do a recovery roll. A standard recovery roll. So you can call it a hell hand. So you cover it up, and now what?
Now go to the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same thing and see if I could be able to trace back when he got
Okay,
contaminated.
so when you mean blood, what do you mean? Like the blood from the victims?
Yeah. When you said that was blood, what?
I'm talking about when there was blood splashed everywhere. But on the ground, that blood quickly became mixed with that black goo from the creature that came out.
I thought I was able to grab blood.
I thought we were talking about the same thing. It's for me, it's all the same, with the exception of what splashed up on the walls, and that was from them being violently eviscerated.
So everywhere everywhere I kind of go, I always carry like it'll be like a 36 by 24 mirror.
Okay.
And basically my mirror has like two black doors that close over it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who opens it, it has a very intricate artistic design. The doors,
Mm-hmm.
they're made out of black wood. It's really it looks like a burnt type of wood, but it's more polished into like a matte or satin finish.
Mm-hmm.
Very like well carved. If they were to open it, they're gonna see a mirror.
Mm-hmm. What do you see?
When I open it, I see
His
the realm.
dimension.
It's what?
I see my realm.
So this is an artifact? Because we didn't discuss an artifact.
Let me ask you a question. As a hellborn,
Mm-hmm.
how is it can I be able to communicate with my own kind
You tell me.
through the mirror?
Okay. So it isn't necessarily a magic item. You just use it as a communication device,
A focal
a
point.
foci.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's your foci. Do you have another foci, or because you can only have one?
No. I mean, unless you consider my spell book, is my spell book considered a foci? No.
No.
No, it's not.
So basically, the way I do it is so I go and I take off my clothes, right?
Get naked. Mm.
So I pull out my daggers that's why I sent the pictures so people could see what kind of daggers I carry because
Mhm.
I can only use light weapons. So I cut myself on my chest,
Okay.
cut myself again, and I can understand if I suffer I might dip my fingers in the cuts, draw the circle on the mirror, and what will happen is it basically like smoke, like a sizzling comes off of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it opens into my world.
Okay.
Okay. And what I'm going to try to do is communicate with someone that I know from that world to try to get information off of this thing that I found. And
Okay.
if they know anything about it.
So who would this someone be? Or would it just be a random summoning?
No, it won't be a random summon. So as for my clan or my breed of type of hellborn, we all consider ourselves family, even if we weren't born from the same parents. Basically, I would say, like due to, like say like a Balrog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like not all Balrogs will be from the same parents, but because of that specific race, and my father being a demon and my mom being not, well, him being a hellborn and not, but I always consider whatever my father's uh race is or you know, whatever he is as a supernatural creature, a hellborn creature.
Mhm.
I always consider, so I would know, especially that I grew up in that world. Most of my life was in that dimension. That's how I learned this art.
Okay,
So
you're
I'm
not
trying
telling
to,
me you're not telling me who you're summoning though.
so I'm summoning one of my teachers.
Okay. Okay. So let's, for the time being, call him Lothark. All right. So we'll come back to you and Lothark in a second. So,
And
so now we're gonna go back to. Um, I'm going to CH.
Yo.
All right. You make it back to the hotel. That was where you were going, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. You make it back to the hotel, and Sal is out front talking with his boys. They're smoking. When you approach, like, oh, look at this. It must be Halloween. I was like, what are you doing out here? Thought you were
It's
supposed to
Halloween.
be
You
in.
should be on the top of the rest of the gargoyles.
So then his boys start, oh, ho, ho. You're going to take that, Sal. You're going to take that,
What's
Sally.
going on? What's going on, Sal?
So he's trying to laugh it off, but you know that this upsets him when he gets shown up in front of his boys. But he tries to wash that off. He said, "Ah, all right, kid, I got you." It's like, so what'd you find out? You did go. You went to collect for Mo, no?
Yeah, I did. But he's working on something let's just say he's working for something for the family.
Oh yeah. Does that work happen
Yeah.
to be part of that work happen to be those 25 G's you squeezed out of him?
If I gave him a little bit more time, I can't stand seeing a grown man cry.
These fucking broads with their feelings. All right. Just remember. Well, I get my beak wet. We're good. He said, Gaji wants to see you.
All right. See you later, Juju. I walk inside.
Oh, fucking Juju. Like, shut the fuck up. Don't nobody call me that. You hear me?
I hear you, Juju.
Hey, fuck you. He
We're
hears
family.
just
That's
a bunch of them
nasty.
like, oh. So you gonna take that, Juju? Shut the fuck up.
So before I go see my grandfather, I change out of my armor
Okay.
and I change into something a little bit more presentable.
All right. He's waiting in his study. He's looking over he's talking with his consigliere, and as soon as he sees you come in, he's just like, come in, come here. So,
Yes.
so what happened with Mo? It's like it's like Sal was telling me he had to work him over. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's like we don't.
Well,
He's like,
me and Mo had a little talk, and
what do you mean a little talk? Like a little talk or?
well, I was waiting for him in his house.
Uh-huh. He stands up and he goes to fix himself a drink. He's like, and?
Well, he's gonna find out some information and get us some information pertaining to what happened over at the Helios building.
Helios, what the fuck are you talking about? He's on my
The heroes, those wannabe do-gooders.
that place uptown? That was
Yeah.
they're all over the fucking news. like a bunch of
Yeah,
fucking.
with the building with the black stuff and everything else like that.
Yeah. He's like, you think that has something to do with this?
I think it has a whole lot to do with it. And since it's really fresh,
It's like, wait a minute. You're not trying to confuse this other game with this game, right? Kidding. He
hey,
doesn't
what?
say that. That's a different game, son.
You know what I'm
No,
saying? He broke the fourth wall? Oh, sorry, Gamgee, I gotta kill you.
he's like, well, he's like, what does that got to do with those shadow scale fucks? They're the ones that did this. You saying
Yeah,
that
but they also have.
you're saying
so you-
that Helios place with that fucking that shiny broad, whatever the fuck her name is. She's they're part of this. We need
they
to
have
bring
more information
we need
considering
to
the fact
bring one of them
that
in.
their building says ground zero, and they've been all over the news.
So how do you know this? Where you getting your information?
I turn the TV on, click CNN, click Fox News, click YouTube, click TikTok, click.
You say, all right, I get the fucking point. Don't need to be smart, okay? I got enough smart asses here. I don't need you to be part of them. Don't you pick up those
I'm not trying to be.
don't pick up those bad habits.
Yes, sir.
So how you making them how are you making that connection? You say so they're saying that they're part of that. They said you think these shadow scale guys they went and started a fight with these costume freaks. No offense.
Nothing taken. But I feel that just possibly we can find a little bit more information, whatever, Mo can get his hands on it.
They say, wait. You gave this to Mo? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's like, he's like, that fucking guy can't keep his mouth shut. I love him. He's like a brother. He's like a little brother to me. It's the only reason why I put up with his shit, with his fucking mouth. But, because he makes me laugh like nobody else around here. So, but
Do you want me to go to the Helios building and try to get information?
it's like, what do you think?
Okay.
It's like if you think this is something that can fucking connect us, so we can get at these motherfuckers for what they did in this hotel. And I got some other things to plug here too, like this fucking, like he grabs a remote from your hand. He's like this fucking guy. He presses a couple of buttons, and you see Blitz. He has he had that whole room surveilled, and every conversation, like as he puts it up, every conversation was being individually recorded. The only ones that weren't being recorded were the oh my god.
Oh,
Okay.
why you said we're still interacting with me? Can you change my skills?
Okay, we'll take care of that. This is
Just drop by.
yeah, the only ones that he wasn't able to get anything but the cursory stuff was the what do you call it? Those Umbra guys. None of them were talking. He thinks that they were like using those mind powers. But everybody else I got, it's like, that doesn't seem like any of them had anything to do with this. So we got to look at those Umbra guys. If they're a part of this, that's a big fucking problem. Because they're loaded up. They got them weird freaky those weird freaky mutant powers. They can do all kinds of shit. I've seen. But if they're involved in
What
this,
about Blitz?
And that little sneaky fuck. He said he stole from at least 20 guests in about 5 seconds. So now you got to make restitution because there shouldn't be any thievery going on in the hotel. So we got to take care of that kid too. But that's later. We'll get at him later. We'll get him and his whole fucking crew if we need to. I never liked that fucking.
Do you have anybody uptown that's on a payroll with the police force or anybody?
Yeah, I think so. It's like get your uncle. I'll get him on it and get you some info. In the meantime, I want you to task a crew. Small, quick, quiet. So what about that other chick with the platinum blonde hair that got the better of you that time? She seems capable, and she's for hire, as I understand
She's
it.
out of town right now. She's handling something.
Well, get her back. She has skill sets that we could use. This I ain't asking. He's like, look, kid, I ain't asking. We need to get this thing taken care of. Our reputation here is very important. If anybody senses weakness, we're fucking done. You understand? We
How
can't
much are you willing to pay her?
we can't have that. Like for this one, you got a blank check. But be careful. Don't go too crazy. I say you got a blank check to get her back. But don't go crazy. It's like every family has skimmers. Don't be the biggest one.
Oh no.
It's like I got big plans for you, kid. Big plans. Don't go telling your uncle that either. He's a hothead. I got enough fucking ulcers with that kid.
Yeah, he definitely is.
All right, get out of here.
Oh,
I got some work.
all right. I give him a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, he said that's great. It's like don't forget to call your grandmother. She's worried.
Oh, matter of fact, I'll go see her.
What are you talking about? It's fucking 2 a.m. She's sleeping. Leave her alone. See her in the morning.
Okay.
Now, you know that your grandmother will receive you at any hour, but he gets really annoyed when people wake up.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay, so your next plan of action is?
I'm going to send a message to Rivera saying that her skill set is needed.
Okay. So I will ask you to do me a favor, and when we're done, just put that on Discord. This way, Ethera is aware of what's happening. All right?
All right.
Outside of that.
Just the sharp eye raised up.
Okay.
You put it to specialized.
All right. No worries. Can do that.
So I'm gonna go right back to my big little hole in the wall where all the weapons are at.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit down and I turn on Vivaldi for a season.
Okay.
I start cleaning things.
All right.
See if any orders came in.
Yeah, I mean, so you're fairly busy in that regard. You do get specialized orders. You get people that come in, people that are working jobs that are looking to get outfitted. So in that, you're never going to be short of work. The peak season, strangely enough, is right around Christmas. All right. So we're going to come back to Toreador and Audible. You guys ready?
Yep, I'm here.
All right.
He's muted.
Once you get to the roof, that noise reverberates from your feet once you land, but there doesn't seem to be any activity below you. In fact, there are no lights on in this place, and usually it's pretty well lit there. They're usually always in some form of entertaining, in the sense of the music is going, they're doing their business. Sometimes they're playing cards, sometimes they're playing dominoes. There's people that are coming in and out, all types of family. At this time of night, there are no children, but there are the sons when Raina's not actively working. When she's not around, they usually have They usually have women and friends over, and they're throwing some, like a little party in their area. They built a little bar, a little lounge area for themselves. Booze, broads, drugs. What you're looking at is complete darkness below you.
Yo, T.
Does anybody have like ultravision or anything specific?
I don't
To
know.
pierce the darkness. So if you don't, that's all you see below you. And the windows themselves are pretty. The top of these warehouses, they have a strip going down the roof of not stained glass, of windows, skylights rather. So it's easy to look down and see what's going on. But
is there a latch or anything to open the skylight?
From the inside? No, actually, no. Yeah, there's a latch on the outside of one of them.
I'm like, well, first, I know you told me, but I'm gonna add, but in character, I'm gonna, yo, T, you got any devices like infrared or anything to look through to see what's going on? This is not normal.
No, man. All I got is an LED flashlight.
Hmm.
We can get in. We can find a way in. Otherwise, I
It's-
can break the glass.
It's eerily silent.
But I can break the glass if I'm making much noise.
No, let's not do that. Let me see if there's a latch.
Okay.
You
go down. You go down a ways, like halfway there, halfway across the roof, and you find one.
Okay. I think we can get in this way. Hold on.
Opening it up, it slides open pretty easy. Doesn't make too much noise, but any sound, it feels like it's echoed. Like it's amplified. And with your heightened senses, it just makes it more. The anxiety that's generating. It's just palpable. It's like the adrenaline starting to pump in your veins, because none of this reads right. You open it. As soon as you open it, the smell that comes out of that just assaults you both.
Holy shit!
Oh, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of. As a matter of fact,
I know exactly
Toreador,
what it is.
that smell, you're just like, 1985 Grenada. No, just kidding.
Sounds about right.
I'm gonna stop him and I'm gonna look at him. I'm like, your friend's dead.
What?
Your friend and all her family's dead.
What the fuck?
That's what you just smelled.
I peek my head in and use my danger sense. Like I said, I'm using basically like a sonar radar type thing to see if I sense any movement, and also like use my hearing, see if I hear. I'm just using like my senses to see if I sense any movement, whatever, or even like sense any like bodies or anything not moving. Just see what I can pick up.
Okay.
Like I'm like echolocation type shit.
Dude, I'm gonna slip a red filter off of my LED light and flash it down.
All right. So you slip your head in, and you can hear like skittering and like just subtle squeaks here and there. The sound is, after a few seconds, you're like, all right, those are rats, but they're making a lot more noise, and they're never usually active like this. Once you flick on the light,
Squeak, drop.
Shut up. So squeak.
Trap, squeak.
Yeah, it's like, what's that? I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway,
Yeah, I can hear that.
now, once you flash that light, you're just like, oh shit! Just first thing you see is a torso looking up at you. Its eyes completely glazed over. You know that that cadaver look.
No, that's not right. You said you had rats down there, right?
Yeah, and the rats are crawling all over those bodies.
The eyes are the first to go.
All right.
Oh yeah, all right, whatever. But
No,
Just letting you know.
no homo. Jump on my
I'm like,
there's just corpses
You ain't
strewn
Okay.
across the
Don't
place.
wait, no way.
And I basically just like float down.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for him. So, are you doing that, Torio?
Yes, I grab onto him.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I grab onto him.
And you float down. That smell just becomes overwhelming.
Does it
And
roll anything to not throw up?
no, but you may have an impairment to certain actions. But at this point, the revulsion is it's right there in the back of your throat.
Right.
You float down. It's like maybe a 30-foot drop, and it's just rats and corpses. You can there's some on this was their lounge area, like I said. So wherever you shine that light, there's just blood splattered everywhere. There's bodies here and there. There's Lorena's sons. Reina's sons. You can tell her cousin Javi that you really liked, that he was cool. That he was also a former athlete, not professional, but he was semi-pro, and he was the one that you guys got to talking about the game and how you miss it and just specific plays and all that stuff coming up from school and how you both missed your chance, and here you are, blah blah blah. And his name was Antonio. Then there's
His name was not fast enough.
the bodies of their female escorts, their femme fatales. Those they're all over the place.
Now looking at them, were they killed by standard means?
They
or
were killed in gruesome fashion. So heads were twisted, limbs were ripped from shoulders, from leg sockets.
Similar to the cooking staff?
Similar to the cooking staff, correct.
So I let them know.
But this looks like it's been for a while.
One of those monsters killed them.
Do any of you have like an investigation type of skills specifically?
I'm a footballer, homie.
Let me see. I got climb,
I
medicine,
just have
perception,
to-
That would be no.
see through deception, torture.
In other words, I pick things up and I put them down.
No, all I do is throw balls.
So
Investigative skills? No.
yeah.
I
So
do have.
okay. So you can roll an intellect. Without any specific training, it's going to be a plus to the difficulty. So let's say it's a 7 difficulty.
All right, I have all I really have is sharp eye. I don't think that's
No, it doesn't apply.
so no.
Or if you have a power shift in intelligence.
Let's see, intelligence. No, my intelligence is 8.
No, I meant like a specific power shift that would reduce the difficulty for intellect type rolls. If you don't have it, don't even worry about it. So go ahead and roll the 20. You would need a 7?
You said 7, so it's 21 so far.
Yeah. So if you don't have anything to reduce it below a 7, then don't even bother
You have
rolling.
to roll high.
No, there is no roll. Not even a natural 20 will make it.
Oh, so just leave it alone. Don't even bother rolling.
If you don't have anything to lower
It says
intellect.
assassin skills.
What does that mean?
I says I'm training assassin skills.
Okay, so let's utilize that. So for that, are you trained in that?
Yes, it says that's one of my default set of skills from being from my mysterious murderer.
Okay. So let's that would make your difficulty a 5, so a 15 or better.
15, and then you said I can spend.
You can use effort. You can lower the difficulty using your intellect pool, up to the number of effort that you have. So if you have 0 effort, then you can only lower it by 1.
So you mean edge. So I'm going to lower my intellect by 2.
Okay.
And bring it down to 4, which is a 12.
Okay.
And if the 7, I miss.
No. They could have been dead for a long time, or they could. It's just you're not getting a sense of how long they've been here. But
I'm trained in medicine. Would that help too?
Actually, it would. So that would bring it down to a 3, but you still missed that roll.
3 times 3 is 9. Yes, still missing. That's all right. Okay. So I'm gonna check the bodies. Do they still have their weapons and stuff on them?
They didn't. Only a couple had their weapons on them, and they're still in holsters.
They're still in holsters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna walk through I'm gonna walk around the bodies. I'm examining them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find where it started.
Okay. Let's. For that, I'll give you an intellect roll. Difficulty would be a 5.
Nope, missed it by 3.
Okay. There is a larger pool of blood towards the bar. It's a possibility that that's where it could have started, but you're not 100% sure.
I'm not sure. All right. So medium weapon. I'm gonna grab one of the guy's medium-sized pistols.
Okay.
Just grab one of them. Just take one of the pistols. Put it in my coat.
All right. That'd
Whatever
be like
clips he has on
a,
him.
what do you call it? Like a 9mm, a nickel-plated 9mm.
I'm gonna grab whatever clips he has on him.
Okay.
I look at him now, like, so I think your friend is dead, or at least she made it out, but the rest of them are dead.
And that whatever that was at at the club earlier, and the fucking shit
Yeah,
that these fucking superhero faggots are dealing with. That's what
something like that killed all these people,
All right.
God damn it.
and it was quick because you can tell, their weapons are still holstered.
Okay, so with your danger sense immediately kicks on, Audible. You feel that tingling on the back of your neck, and you're just Toreador. Since you guys are talking, you notice his entire demeanor. He like gets stiff. He's like, just starts looking around. He's just like, what the? And you can hear.
So the second he does that, I clock the pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and I hold my sword, but I don't extend it. I just have it to the side.
Okay, you can hear a door.
Right. I start charging my fist up in a way, like I'm like make my fist starts vibrating.
Okay.
Like if
So
I
it's
have to
like
if I have to blast something. Right.
I'm gonna step
Then-
away from him and find a nice dark pole stand behind enough.
Well, everything's dark. The only
Right.
light is your light. In fact, your red light.
Yeah, I keep it low, so I turn that off.
Okay.
So when you said about when I see him get squirrely, I turn that off,
Mm-hmm.
and I put a pole between me and the sound of the door.
Now, neither of you have night vision.
Nope.
It's pitch black.
Like I said, my danger sense and the way I would describe my danger sense is it's my hearing and my sonar and all that shit. But
You can
obviously,
hear it coming from the far side from positionally from where you were, because you've been here many, many times.
right.
It's coming from Reina's office. And you can hear steps, just wet footsteps.
Right. Yo, we got trouble.
Yo, time to go. Don't even. Time to go. Oh shit. Yo, I'll tap him. Let's go, bro. Let's go now. Up,
What if my friends in trouble?
up now. Up now.
Come on.
Up now.
I grab him by his shirt,
Mm-hmm.
fly out.
Okay.
She falls to his death. Real good, Audible. Real good.
Now, as you make your way up, just as you're going up, you can.
The fuck is that shit?
That's Reina. She became the monster. They infected her, and she became the monster. Killed the people.
Fuck.
So you get out. As soon as you get outside, you can hear the and
Those
and
pieces of shit couldn't even give her the mercy of taking her mind.
shit's just crashing, like you can't, glass breaking, furniture being thrown.
Right.
I tell you that too. As we go now, yo, those pieces of shit, they couldn't even take her mind. They left a part of her conscience. That's fucked up. He's
Now
not,
that
yo.
shit works. They just
Dude,
possess you and let you become a thing.
they apparently, because that was her. She's looking for her sons. She's
Fuck.
infected in there, dude. Whoever this crew is. I mean, I'm an asshole, but fuck, that's some next level bullshit.
Fuck. What the fuck?
Pretty much.
I don't even know what to do now.
Go back inside and put her out of her misery.
I gotta tell my boss.
No, yeah, go tell somebody. Someone needs to take action.
I ain't gonna do it.
I ain't got nobody like that.
Ah,
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Give it to Mikey. He won't do it.
Fuck that. I ain't dying for this shit.
No,
Remember
it
that
ain't,
one?
it ain't that. I don't got that kind of connections. I got no one to tell that's gonna have to be able to do something with this.
okay. So then, what's your next move? Because
My next move is-
you can hear the crashing and when you're on the roof, you can hear voices from below, echoing. Do either of you would either of you speak other languages, and what would they be?
Wait, do I have that? Did I write that down already?
I had ties with the triads and Mexicans, so,
Okay, so
it's just
it's-
Spanish and Chinese.
It's
I
not.
would probably,
It's
I would
not
probably
Chinese.
speak,
No,
I would probably speak a little Spanish because I was hanging out with
Yep.
Raina.
It's not Spanish or Chinese.
nope, it's Korean.
It's a definite. It's definitely an Asian dialect, but you can't pin it down.
They all sound the same anyway.
Whoa!
No, they don't. I can tell the difference between all of them.
Hell yeah.
You heard me, Lou?
Say again.
No,
I said I probably speak Spanish, I probably speak
So,
Spanish.
A
know.
Spanglish type.
I mean, I hung out with Raina long enough, and
Okay, and you picked up. Yeah, you would have picked up a bunch of. So
yeah,
you understood
he
that.
picks up
You
Spanish.
I'm
you
not.
understood.
I'm probably not fluent, but I
Mhm.
probably know enough.
Nah, I got
to
you.
get-
You
His Spanish is,
baby.
you understood. You understood. Mi hijo.
Hey, baby, pasteles.
You definitely understood what she was saying, mi hijos, because she says that a lot.
Right.
Or she said that a lot. Okay. So then, now you can hear the voices from below because you're about maybe 35, 40 feet up. It's not thatched, but anyway, it's an angled roof. So
bolted.
yeah. So there's no way that anyone from the ground can see you from where you are.
What's their reaction to that thing, or was that thing to reaction to
No,
them?
you just hear them. You just hear a couple of voices shouting, but nothing yet. And the other thing that no lights, no flashlights,
No lights.
no nothing.
Wow. Those guys must got some kind of optics or something.
Yeah.
How long you want to wait before we move?
Oh, we're out here now. Basically, I got us to the rooftop, and then I was gonna float down to the bottom and just be like, "Yo, let's fucking get out of here."
Let's choose it then. We out.
Okay.
Right back towards the hotel, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. You make it.
I have my cell phone on me. My boss's name. Hold on, let me look that up again. Hold on. My boss's name is Crimson, but Blitz was the second in command, but he bounced already.
Correct.
Right. I'm gonna shoot a text to Blitz.
Okay.
Right. And I'm gonna since he's even though I know I talk to the boss, since I'm still low man on the totem pole, unless he calls for me, I probably don't talk to him like that.
Okay.
So I hit Blitz. I hit Blitz up, and I also text that. Then I call the two dudes. Who was the two dudes that were with me?
Dead and meat.
No,
Did I give them names? I don't believe I did.
no, you didn't give them names. Well, whoever the freaking frack, the
Mhm.
Daryl and Daryl,
He
right?
said,
D&D?
I, I,
someone watched too much
I hit up,
Newhart.
I hit up Daryl and Daryl. I'd be like, yo,
Daryl and Darrell.
there you go. I hit them up,
That's not racist at all.
let them know what's been up. Doop, 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 doop. On my way back, we got this shit is crazy.
Okay.
I let Blitz know that the boss needs to look out for whatever's coming.
Okay.
This shit is nuts. And I tell him about Raina.
Okay.
And then that's like, yo, I'm out.
All right. Make your way back. We'll go. We'll do that in a sec. So I'm going to come back to Mystic Knight. You're in your lab. You're prepping. Your centrifuge is going. You get to a point where typically, go ahead.
I want to just explain the lab. The lab itself is a combination of modern equipment, magically infused, being that I'm a techno mage. So it's built to get results a little faster, a little more accurate, and also to compensate for the mystical nuances that some artifacts might have. Not that they all have one or they have a major component of it, but it's pretty much the reason why I have the lab set up that way.
Okay.
Just to give you a heads up.
Okay. The centrifuge takes about, I don't know, it takes as long as it needs for you to analyze the sample. Now you get to a point where you're ready to start looking through the scope to see what it is. There are elements in there that your equipment was able to detect that have faint traces of arcane energy. The components of it, there are some standard components, some standard elements, but there are a few that you just don't recognize. In some ways, whatever this is, it is organic, but it also has a magical element to it. So by all accounts, this is a form of technomancy. You just can't identify what.
Okay. So I'm saying that I'm isolated, right? And I'm going to first I'm gonna treat it. Being that you said it's also like techno magic.
Yeah, it's similar.
It's a level up. It's similar to that.
Yeah, that's the closest explanation that you have at current.
So I'm gonna test the theory by infusing a virus into it so I can separate the elements, meaning the technical part, the magical part, and the actual physical part of it.
What virus?
Virus that I have created with one of the machines. I'm a hacker.
Oh, you're talking about a software virus?
Yeah.
Okay, because be a little bit more specific. Viruses tend to have a pretty generic application.
It's a technovirus.
Okay.
So I can separate the three elements. I'm gonna put it into a virtual area where it's isolated from any connection. And I'm going to attempt to put a magical shield over it just in case there's a violent reaction.
Okay.
Yeah. And outside of that, we'll see what happens. If I'm successful, then I might be able to identify it a little further. Go get a source element out of it, like the root.
Okay. All right. That all takes a little bit of time, and oh, hey, Mike, what's going on? Didn't see you there.
Yeah, what's going on?
All right. Somebody woke.
Mike sleep.
Somebody woke from the Odin sleep. Now, after I'm going to say about an hour. After an hour of programming, trying to get this thing to react, it doesn't have a violent reaction. However, the code that you introduce to it, what it does, it essentially takes that code and it's almost as if it gave it like a virtual, what's the word I'm looking for?
Remake?
No, like what do athletes use to pump up their muscles? What is it called?
Boost?
Steroids.
Yes, it takes that virus and it reprograms it to where if you introduce this into a system, an unprepared system, you could probably crash it and burn it.
Okay. Now, how did it do that? I know part of it was technical, but being that I'm getting the readouts, was there any magical component to that increased boost? And what type of magic? Like chaos, regular magic,
I'll be back.
hellfire, hell magic, the different distinct type of magics that we all know.
Okay, so I will have to have you roll that
No problem.
and tell me what your any bonuses for that. Well,
Okay.
any reductions in the difficulty.
So the deduction would be being that I'm using hacking and research, that those two are assets, so reduces by 1. I have an intelligence power shift that reduces it by 1 again.
Okay.
My specialty being the magic, the techno part, that's another 1 that reduces it. That's 3. I'm going to use for this moment the intuitive aspect of my ability, knows what to do, so it can reduce it again by another 1. So that's 4. And I'm going to exert 2 more levels from my effort, being that I have an edge in intellect. So that'll be 4 points I use for my pool, so I reduce it by 6.
Okay. Okay, make a roll. No.
I'll spend an XP to reroll.
Okay. Okay. So you use how much from your pool?
4.
Okay, you're down to 4 in your pool, just so we're clear.
Down to 4.
You used 4. You used 4 before. I noted that you were down to 8.
I used 4 before.
In the last game, I wrote it down. That's it. I wouldn't have wrote it down if you didn't use it.
Okay. I just don't remember what I used it.
Yeah, that's why I write things down. Now, the energy itself, it is magical in nature and it's ancient. It's not blood magic. It's not. It's
so eldritch magic.
It's eldritch magic, yes. And
okay.
Eldritch magic is not plentiful. No one that you know, except maybe one of the elders in your clan, may be able to wield Eldritch magic. But that's just a rumor.
My question to you is this:
yes,
even it being Eldritch, does it have any components of the basic magic like necromancy, healing? Any other significant quality to it?
Okay, so the thing about the Eldritch magic itself is that it is comprised of all magics.
So it could be used for everything and anything at the same time.
Correct.
Now, as far as the mundane information, what am I looking at? Like what type of drug am I looking at, if anything? What type of chemical compound am I looking at?
There
make
are
up a
elements.
list.
There are elements that you can't identify. They're not on the periodic table, so they could be from another. They could be from another world. It could be from outer space. You just can't identify those. A lot of the base elements are there: oxygen, carbon. I'm not going to go through the list because I am not a scientist. However, I would say I'm going to say 70% are the mundane, but the other 30 are the unknown. Of the 70%, 20% of that has a DNA strand in it.
Now, separating the DNA strand and the rest of the mundane, can any part of that mundane be used as a mixture, like drug base, like cocaine, heroin, or any other compound, or any other fabricated drug?
The core of that is extraordinarily complex, and right now, your equipment can only get at about maybe 30% of what that is.
Okay, so extrapolating that with the DNA strand and how the Eldritch magic changes things, how much more of a magnifier are we looking at? Like, how many levels up is it?
If you were to take a guess based on this small sample that you have, the ability for whatever this is to magnify, and again, you're hypothesizing, you're probably looking at a factor of about 10 right from that small sample.
Not that I got a baseline, more or less. What I'm going to do is, I myself, I'm going to introduce blood to it, being that it has that DNA strand, and it is a blood sample to begin with anyway. I'm going to add fresh blood to it to see what the reaction is and calculate the reaction from start to finish, making sure that I put all the safety measures on just in case.
Okay. Need you to make a speed check.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to use 5.
5 what?
5 for my pool for 2 effort.
Okay.
Actually, no, wrong. My bad.
Yeah, you don't
Only
have
3.
you don't have an edge, so
I don't have an edge, so it's only 3 for 1.
okay. Okay. With your safety parameters in place and dropping that blood, I'm assuming from a vial and not just from your finger.
No, a vial.
Okay, so once you hit that dropper, viscerally, think of that scene in Blade when she introduces that chemical into the blood, and it explodes. The chemical reaction is almost instantaneous, like to the point where you were even expecting something to happen. It was so fast that it literally blew up that equipment. And when I say blew up, it blew it up, not like a combustion. It just exploded the equipment itself, and in its place is your blood, black and spreading. And it seems to be eating the equipment, the components of the equipment, glass, metal, plastic. It's like dissolving into it.
So flame on. There's no better thing than fire to destroy shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Flaming.
I need you do me a favor and make a might check.
And for this, I am going to use 2 levels.
Okay, so
I
that's
do have an
5.
edge. I have an edge in mind.
Okay, so you're down to 7 might.
Okay, that's a 10.
You do that, and once it hits the fire, you can hear it. It lets out a screech. It's weird. It's just like it's like
Now, just to let you know, Lou, I
yes.
do I do have backup equipment recording everything, not the detailed analysis that I would have gotten from the thing that blew
Like a
the
video.
equipment that blew up. But I have video and stuff like that, so I can then give that to Vesper along with the readouts.
Okay. Once you hit it with the fire, you can hear it. You can hear it screech, and there was a wave of just energy that flows right through. It's the same necrotic energy type that I described to Diablo, and it just pulsed right through you to the point where like you got you got nauseous and almost passed out. You had to hold on to something because that wave just knocked. It's like your vision went. You just felt this pulse in your ears. It almost felt like your eardrums were popping.
Yeah, I get it. I could assume that because of the powerful magic being based on Eldritch magic, but now confirming that it has some type of necromantic slang, it would have given me that type of effect. Do I feel any weaker? Like I'm pale? Like I look at myself if I'm paler? Like if it almost drained my life?
You look at yourself in the mirror, and your beard has flecks of gray in it now, and you're completely pale. Your eyes look sunk in. You have the dark circles. It's as if you've been awake for like a year without sleeping.
So basically look like a lich, a
Some,
living lich.
something like that. The effects are temporary, but once you with that initial shock just was like, holy shit, oh my god, and then you can feel your vitality come back into your skin.
Yeah,
Your beard is still gray in spots, but
grab up everything that I can, even the residue, put it in a vial. Grab up the details of all the report and stuff like that. I'm still waiting on other information from the thralls. And literally make myself a beeline to Vesper.
okay. All right, so Diablo, you call into the mirror after you do your blood magic. Now I'll come to Ethera afterwards. You make your call.
For me?
Summons us. Just a silhouette of eyes, just multiple eyes, just appear. The mirror itself, the image turns completely black, and just floating eyeballs looking in all directions. Once they open, it's like a bunch of eyes just open, and some are cat eyes, some are large eyes, some are owl eyes. So the different types of animals, reptilian, and they're all looking in different directions. Then all of some converge on you. Why do you call us? You are muted.
I had to laugh at that one. The Lou. So I bow my head and basically I would call him. I don't call him by his name. I call him by elder because he was the one who trained me. So my greeting, as what he trained me in blood magic, would be: I have a brass bowl on the floor and then I do an offering of 3 drops of blood. So that's something that in the training of this type of magic, that's like a greeting.
Your offering is accepted, disciple. What is your question?
Elder, I have come across something in this plane that brings me confusion and questions. But the people that I deal with, I believe, might not have the answers. This product that I hold, I could smell demonic and necrotic aromas. And it's somewhat of a disease to a virus that controls these mortals. And it's plaguing this world. In this specific area of where I'm at, more and more of these people being controlled by it. And I'm trying to find out, where's this thing coming from?
Bring it before me.
So with my head lower, put it right there. You know what I'm talking about, right, Lou? Like
All the eyes train on it. Some of them glow, some of them turn dark. Some colors, it's a panoply of different things that they're doing.
There is dark magic in that substance. Ancient and foul. Enemies of our kind You must find the source of this and destroy it.
yes, I.
Do not touch this, for it is an infection of the soul and will consume you as it has consumed the mortal this inhabited. Pain is its currency. Ancient, foul enemy. Destroy it.
With that, all the eyes close and your image comes back into the mirror.
So Lou, my hellfire, because I do have an ability to like a flame, I'm gonna burn it.
Okay. With your hellfire has a distinct reaction. It has a distinct reaction to your hellfire, and in the sense of, you ever gotten close to like a fireball where you feel the heat emanating from it,
Mm-hmm.
and the flames themselves aren't huge, but the heat it's generating, you're born of hellfire. So fire isn't necessarily something that would engender fear in you. And this isn't necessarily that. However,
I could feel it.
you feel it as it's burning out. You can also hear that same screeching sound as it's burning. And then it settles into ash.
Okay. So I'm gonna basically. I always wear gloves. Put my gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
Clean it up. Close the mirror. Clean up everything in the room.
So you hear a knock on the door.
So I didn't get no jerk reaction, so I don't believe it's
The
an
door
enemy.
wasn't opened, so there's no. Yeah, you just hear a knock from the outside. Just,
Who is it?
sir, it's the concierge. There were reports of some strange noises coming from this room. Is everything all right?
Everything is fine.
Is there anything that? Are you in need of any services? A nightcap, a turn-down service, perhaps?
No, sir. Thank you.
Very good. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, but our other guests are trying to get some rest, and we are respectfully requesting that you keep as quiet as you possibly can.
Was it the screech, Lou? The screech that made it?
You don't know what that was. That screech didn't sound very loud to you.
Okay. Will do.
Thank you, sir. And you have a good night.
You too.
Okay?
All right, Lou.
So, Ethera, we're going to come to you. You were analyzing it back in your lab. Same scenario.
I gave it to the Tempest people,
Yep,
yeah.
the Tempest people, they have pretty advanced equipment. And they can't make heads or tails of it. So, is your character scientifically inclined?
No.
Okay. So the scientist in charge comes over to you, and he comes out of. They have a clean lab, so he decontaminates in a secondary chamber, and then comes out, takes off his mask. He has a hazmat suit on, takes that off, and he's just like, where did you find that?
I pulled the sample from the incident.
So as he's walking away from you, like he's looking at you, but he's walking towards a panel on the wall, and he's just like, I need a team down here right away. No, right away now. I don't give a shit if they're asleep. Get them. And get whoever's in charge whoever's on the night charge. Get them, wake them up, get them down here as well. He's like, did you touch any of that? Did you like physically touch anything? Let me see your hands.
I show him my hands.
He's like, turn them over.
I do. I
He's
turn
just-
my hands over.
No, I'm saying like you everyone puts
Yeah,
their
no, I
hands
do it.
palms
I
out,
show him my
and
I show him my palms, and then I flip my hands
and
over.
He with his hand, he's still gloved, so he lifts up and he's just, anything under your nails, and he takes out a little light and he's just shining it. And he's like, listen, whatever that is. How long ago did you collect that sample?
How long ago was it, Lou?
About an hour-ish, more or less.
Maybe an hour. Maybe in an hour.
Fucking. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I need to look something up real quick, just to for an added level of realism that you guys didn't ask for, but I'm going to give you.
Oh, why?
Bear with me. I'm still working on her voice,
Totally get it. Yeah.
which is tough because that's really far distance from my own voice.
So it's just like, what you said that was blood?
Yes, it was a remnant.
Blood of what? So whatever that is, that's not human blood. Where did you get that?
At the hotel.
You got that from a hotel, like from the sheets or something?
No. Oh, hell no. No. It was the Luca family. They had their meeting and some
It's like,
some
wait,
fucking some crazy thing came out the kitchen. And
what do you mean, like thing? What do you mean a thing? Like a monster? Like one of those metahumans?
no meta I've ever seen. No, nothing. Monster. Monster's the best word for it. And they emptied bullets into it. Emptied a
it's like,
bucket of bullets into it.
Okay, because there's stuff in whatever that is. We can't even identify what it is. It has like it's like 7 different strands of DNA in it. How is that even possible? And it's like he's like, here. It's like he's showing you these things and giving you medical terms, and on the display, like he has a touch screen. He's showing you the helix of the nuclei of a DNA. He said, this is a normal human DNA strand. Me, you, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that walks or crawls across the fucking earth has one of these. And this is what you gave me. And then when he pulls it up, there's like you see like 7 different strands around that same DNA nucleus. That shouldn't exist. That's not possible. That's not. That's how. And this was at a fucking hotel from a bunch of. It was at a Guinea hotel. From something, a monster. And here's the best part. You ready? You ready? It's
I kind of widen my eyes a little bit and nod slowly.
He's like, it's fucking multiplying. How is that possible? It's creating more of itself from nothing, literally nothing. It's in a container. It shouldn't be doing that, but it ate through 6 we had to put it in. It gives you the name of some of an element of a metal that is proof against like the strongest hydrochloric acid. It's like, and that barely contained it. I don't know what to do with here. It's like it's like we tried introducing some solvents to neutralize it. It just tore through that, and then it's just I don't.
I hold up a finger. Have you told the boss?
I don't know what to tell the boss. And then he turns and he's just like, huh? It's like, Cheryl, are you okay? You just see Cheryl's back. She was looking in your mind's eye. She was working with him. They were doing this. He was to her right. You had her back, and they were looking over this thing. And then he walked out of the room, disconnected his hose, decontaminated, came out. Cheryl, and then she starts moving, just violently shaking.
You better burn her right now. Burn her. And I start backing away.
He's just like, he's frozen. There is by the way, fellas, there is a horror factor in this game. So he's just like, Cheryl. He just keeps repeating Cheryl. He's like, Cheryl, Cheryl, are you okay?
There's no horror factor. No.
All right. Are they the only two present here?
They were all the only two present in that room. Yes.
Great. I go and I grab him by his collar. I said, burn it right now. Fire.
And he hits. There's a big red button, but you've never been to this lab, so he's like, yeah, and inside there's jets of fire. Make a speed check, please.
Okay.
You can expend.
So what am I rolling again?
It's
Pardon me for
a
not.
speed check. So
15. Yeah. So I got a speed of 15.
That's just your pool. The speed check is a basic 20. You can lower the difficulty by 1 point, expending 3 from your speed pool. If you choose to do so.
Okay, let me double check something to see if I.
And if you have any speed bonuses.
Yeah, just checking to see what I've used so far.
You haven't used anything from the speed pool.
Nope.
I'm looking at your character. You have a dexterity power shift, which you can add to that. And it says savant power shift, but you didn't choose which. Such as that says other than 2 specific skills other than attacks, defenses, or special abilities such as history, perception, and persuasion can be eased by 1 power shift. Okay, that's good. Fleet of foot, that's a movement. Ledger domain, no, that's not it. So you can use your dexterity power shift to lower that by an additional 1.
Okay. What about the whole trained in all speed defense tasks?
Where is that?
That will lower it on that one.
Is that the speed? Is your dex boot?
It's one of my skills.
Oh. Yeah. So you're lowering your difficulty by 3. So it would be a 2. You need a 6 or better.
A 2, 6 or better.
Yeah.
Okay. That should be, generally possible, but I will put another 3 points in from my speed pool.
No, that's taking into account your speed pool addition. You can't do it any more than your edge. Your edge is your cap, and if you have 0 edge, you can only lower it by 1.
Okay.
I thought he had a 1 edge in speed.
He doesn't. This is not that character.
Right, so fleet of foot lowers it by.
Yep.
1, and then.
And your dexterity power shift lowers it by 1 as well.
Okay.
Also, his skill set lowers it by another 1.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. So
that's 3. So if he adds the edge, if he adds the effort because of the speed, that would be reduced by 4.
Oh, I apologize. So then, yes, you're going to.
Right.
It'll be a 2.
Okay.
You need a 6 or better.
All right.
A 1. Because you had a difficulty of 5. Minus 4 is 1.
My bad. I can't count. 3. Okay. Didn't need any of that. But.
And a minor effect.
So
awesome.
You get to choose what the minor effect is. Now, I'm not rolling for the guy. He's still practically stunned staring at it. You can see this combustion, this wave of combustive energy just pushing everything from the lab outwards. And
this is where you get to show off your skill.
Yeah.
I gotta run out again. I'll be back.
Yeah, you just like. Oh.
All right. So at this point, as he hits the button on the fire thing, I still holding it, because I grabbed him by the collar before. I will do so again and pull him back because he's busy panicking like a fucker. So just rapidly step back while pulling him with me.
Yep, you pull him down, and the concussive force just blows. So the glass itself is a foot thick, and it doesn't shatter, but it explodes from the frame and shoots all of that and embeds itself in the far wall. So you you duck just as it's flying over both of your heads.
Oh,
Yeah. So
me.
there is that alarm that comes that blares as the halon starts pouring into this room. Now, I'm not going to make you roll anything like that, but you know that this gas, you need to get out of it.
Yes. So
Dragging this, the scientist out and
him and the tablet.
okay. And you get outside that room and it seals. You get out just as the door is swinging shut to seal. Man, so he's like,
I hand him his tablet.
he's like
I'm calling Miss Storm.
thank you. He's just holding it he's clutching it to his chest. He's like,
I step off to the side and I text her. Boss, we have a problem.
okay. Response comes back within 5 to 6 seconds. What do you mean?
The lab is blown up.
So, big capital WTH, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What do you mean lab is blown up?
And I respond, crazy science shit.
Okay. So
You see that little red blip on your console? That's me.
It says, be there in 10.
I
Just
hope
then,
it's 10 seconds.
yeah.
I respond, copy.
Just then, you get a call from Crosshair, excuse me. I was going to say Crimson Sage. I stopped myself. I apologize.
How dare you insult
I
me?
know.
Wow.
Sorry. So sorry.
See? It's too bad, CH. You're meaningless.
You get a call.
Meaningless.
You get a call.
I don't need specialized weapon proficiencies to make myself a little bit more relevant.
All right, take it easy.
Okay, don't start arguing.
So
Please.
I'm not arguing.
You get a call from Crosshair, which is ill-timed at best. And Crosshair wants, are you picking up or no? Don't have to.
No. I hope I respond.
Okay, so Crosshair.
Hello,
wants
hello,
to.
Crosshair.
You get a calm voice, but in the background you hear.
Am I catching you at a bad time?
Yes.
Get rid of that.
I need your skill set.
Okay, well, we can talk business when I get to your shop. But you're gonna have to give me some time. There's a fan covered in shit.
A what?
There is a fan covered in shit right now.
Bye, sugar.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
Well, I'll see you here. You know where I'll be.
All right. And I hang up.
Okay. Within a few minutes, not the 10 that she initially said, she walks into the room where you and the scientists are, and she's just looking at him. He's sitting down with his back to the wall, just sweat and tears coming down his face, and you're all calm. She's like, so what exactly just happened? And he tries to mumble something, and she's like, Dr. Faraday, please. What happened? Looking at you.
Well, he was explaining to me whatever it was. I have no idea still. Something about genetics and helixes and so on. And the other lady in the room started acting like pretty much what I saw at the hotel. I told him to kill it with fire. And then everything exploded.
So she walks over to him and she kneels down, and she's looking at him and opens her palm. He hands her the tablet, and she starts going through it.
Sample and boom.
She's like, goes back over the video footage, and with her finger, she's just slowing it down as it happens, looking at his findings. That's impossible. No. And she just looks around the room. She's like, "You all need to leave."
No problem.
She's like, "Ethera." She's like,
I
"Ethera."
literally do the finger guns. No problem.
He's like, she's like, "Not you.
Oh,
Everybody else, get out."
Damn.
This doesn't mean a bullet in my head, does it?
So she's looking at you. She's like, "I need you to explain exactly what you saw. Forget about this blubbering fool. I'll get what I need to get from him later. What did you see?"
while he was talking to me, the lady inside the lab started calling out to her for some reason, and she was standing there and she seemed to be convulsing, moving in an odd way. And the moment I saw that, I recognized it as what I saw at the hotel.
Was it
Before
exactly
that-
the same? Did it do anything, or what did it do? What did she do? Did she touch it? Do you know if she touched it? Did she touch it? She's looking at Faraday. She's like, "Did she touch it?" And he's just like,
He was saying something about it expanding inside the container, replicating itself.
It was alive. It had to have been. I've never seen something like that. And he's talking in science terms that are some words you know, but the rest of it's like flying over your head. And
Sample and boom.
she's like, it's impossible. It's like, I've never seen it like that. Maybe it's like, theoretically it's good. No. He just looks at her. He's like, Lazarus. She's like, "Shut your mouth right now." He's like, "I need to talk to you outside."
Would she say that to me or him?
To you.
Okay.
She's like,
I walk along with her.
"How much can I count on your discretion?" It's like, "How much is your discretion going to cost?"
Double.
"I'll triple it. Don't ever say anything
Damn.
that happened into this lab. I may
Mum's the
need."
word.
It's like, I'm going to need you at some point. Whatever happened in there should not even be out. We're working on something. It's something to save the world. But not like this.
Someone fucked up.
And I need to figure out if it's what I think it is. If it is, then God help us. But I need your discretion. I need your word."
Ma'am, you have my word. You know I'm a person who abides by what I am paid to do.
While you're talking, she's looking at and tapping on the tablet. She's like a thumbprint.
I apply the thumbprint.
Once you do, you can see the zeros. They're tacking across the screen. Triple. Just stay by your phone. I need to handle this.
Will do, ma'am.
Just like, are you going to use that? She's pointing at your sidearm.
I don't have a sidearm. Actually, I do have a sidearm. I'm not planning to.
May I?
It's just a dart gun. It's not really full-on firearm. Too loud.
But at close range, it's still deadly.
So, oh, she's like, all right, I guess, hard way. I guess, all right. So with that, her hand, she concentrates, and you can see her hand dissolve into this swirl of gas, like a cloud. You can feel this swirl of air, and she opens the door, and you can hear no, and she puts her hand inside the door frame, and there's this blast of air. No! And she closes.
I kind of turn my head and look up at the ceiling like, nice cameras.
There's just
like I didn't see shit.
no. But what you saw was him hit the wall and explode. It's not liquefied, but he just explodes into it's like a bag of fluid just all along the walls, floor, and ceiling.
Oh. I guess I've never seen her use her capabilities in that capacity before.
No, very few have.
Okay.
So she walks by you. She looks at you. Not threatening, but ultra serious. Like she did not like what she just did, and then walks out of the room. She's like, "You too, clean up." Yes, ma'am.
And I leave the room. Lou, I didn't get to write it down while he was saying it. What was it? What was that word he mentioned?
Lazarus.
Lazarus.
Okay. So what are you doing at this point?
At this point, I am going to head over to link up with Crosshair.
Okay. So coming back to Audible and Toreador. Audible, you there? Audible.
I'm here. I don't know about him.
All right.
You said you stepped away.
Yeah.
You're stepping away.
You guys get back to the hotel, and then what?
I go get him a drink because I don't know how he is going to be reacting about his friend becoming one of those monsters and everyone in that family just freaking getting wrecked. So I get him a drink.
Okay.
And I sit with him.
Diablo, are you still in your room, or are you leaving to do anything else?
I'm going to see Vesper.
Okay. Mystic Knight was going to see Vesper as well. Crosshair, Toreador,
Yo.
Audible are in the building. You're pretty much apprised of some people that are associates of the family, but their exploits are becoming a little bit noticeable. And Audible works for the Crimson. Was it the Crimson? The Tempest, right?
Crimson Accord.
Crimson Accord. And Blitz, who is the second in command of the Crimson Accord, is on the shit list of Gaji. And Audible was part of his crew. So they just give you an FYI that he's back in the building.
Who's back in the building?
Audible, because Blitz had left.
Damn, man, you can't see me stay out of trouble.
Say again?
All right. So she passed news on to
it's just an FYI.
Audible?
Yeah.
Just FYI?
Yeah, because Gaji wants Blitz to pay for whatever he did. They're trying to figure out how to get him, but he's a speedster, so that proves to be a little bit difficult. And the DeLucas, they contract out for metahumans. You don't have any in the family, with the exception of you're not technically a metahuman, but
no, I'm not.
You're just skilled. You're a skilled assassin, But
Yeah, skill is.
so that's where that is. I will move this along to you two guys appearing before Vesper. Now, the first one to appear before Vesper is Mystic Knight in his chamber at your corporate office. Your corporate office is located near the hotel, and his chamber is the sub penthouse, because he's not the Erebos. He's one of 7 that are in line, and each one of them has a chamber on the second to top floor.
So protocol is to call him master, right?
Correct. When you come into his room, he's with his duplicates again, not knowing which is which. They're all situated on podiums, similar to, not podiums, but on platforms. So this room is situated in a pocket realm that he's created. And there is a large stone walkway that you walk in, and it levels up at maybe a 35-degree angle to where you get to a rounded platform where everyone that appears before Vesper, and every harbinger has a different way of receiving. His is the most extreme use of his power, and the most visible, which sets him apart from the other harbingers. They're more low key in their display of power. Doesn't make them any less powerful, but he pretty much revels in his position and exalts in it and demands respect. When you get to the top of the platform, each one, it's one in the center, 2 on the sides, and they're floating on stone columns that extend into nothingness. There's literally a void below you, a void of blackness.
You have come before us. What
Yes, master.
What news do you bring?
Very important and dangerous news. Yes. And with my magic, I bring up like a Google screen, and I start to give them all the details and explain everything in great detail. Starting with the unknown factor that wasn't discernible, but I have the calculations there, because maybe you might know what this is. And then the 30% that it extrapolated for the drug, the 70% that's been gained, and then the most important thing and last piece of the puzzle, the Eldritch magic. And the video of what happened when I introduced blood to the sample.
What conclusions do you bring?
Excuse me? What conclusions do I bring? Someone with great power that has no control over Eldritch magic is using to manipulate the strands of reality itself.
So a practitioner of the arts. Have
Yes.
you been able to identify who this is?
I can come up with a theory based off the scarcity of those that can wield Eldritch magic. Because outside the gods themselves, I do not know any normal practitioner that may hold.
So what you bring to me is theory. I need proof before we are to act. Take what you have, take what you know, and continue your findings.
Bring to me proof so that we may decide what to do. Until this time, we have nothing but speculation. There are several members in this coven who wield eldritch magic, not to this extreme, but we must consider the possibility that it is in someone from within our ranks.
One thing, if I may myself. This seems too meticulous.
How so?
Again, it's just a theory. But I believe that what happened in the hotel was an attack, a test of sorts. But this is not being done by one individual. I believe there are several at hand, each with a specific skill set. Eldritch is just one, but there's also technomancy. And the way they could upgrade or enhance whatever it is that they're trying to do is at minimum from what little I've been able to gather tenfold.
So
Someone's
it is a
trying to
conspiracy.
accumulate power.
A conspiracy.
Quite possible.
Very good. Continue your search. Find the origins. Report to me. Go.
Head out.
So the door swings open and Mystic Knight comes through. Diablo, you're looking at him. Something's wrong with him. Like he looks like he's aged like 10 years. It's superficial at this point because you recovered, but
Lou, take a sniff in the air.
mm-hmm.
Do I smell anything off of him?
Actually, you do. You can smell that energy. You can smell that necrotic energy. It's faint, it's fleeting, but it's there.
Okay. I'm gonna walk in.
He's just like, man, you stank.
So did you.
Smells like pussy in here.
Who did that? Who?
And on that note, you walk in, you climb the platform, take you kneel.
What do you bring to us?
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Shut the fuck up.
Sir.
You will address us as master, or you will leave in pieces.
Does he really say that?
One of them does.
Was master?
The other turns to look at you. Says nothing. There's a shift in the weight of this room. You ever see the animes where people are exerting their ki and you can feel that, you can see that downward pressure?
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling that.
There must be a Lou, out of character. What is the normal way of have I always spoken to him? Have I always called him master?
You have to. So, in order to be in this order, every level is recognized differently. The Harbingers are second in line to the Erebos, who is the supreme power of the Umbra Consortium. Every Harbinger is regaled as master as a formality. Not every harbinger requires you to call them master. This is the one that does.
Now, you understand the reason why I'm acting
I
like
totally understand. You have to make the choice on whether or not you're going to acquiesce to that. You've never really dealt with Vesper. You've heard whisperings of him. A lot of people don't like dealing with him. They understand that he is the quickest way to moving up in the ranks, but he is also the quickest way to disappearing. To disappearing from the ranks. So it's like I said, he's equivalent to the way Vader handles his subordinates. You can be a captain 1 minute and an admiral the next, but if you fuck up, you're nothing but a crushed throat on the floor.
I guess
from galaxies away.
Seriously,
Through the TV.
It's like, you have failed me for the last time. It's like, wait a minute, you're not even in this galaxy. Fuck you. There's an anime where he's choking a dude, and the dude's getting he's getting off on it. He's like, oh, he's like, you choke like a.
He's doing the David
He's like,
Carradine.
He's just
doing
like,
the David Carradine.
he's just like, wait a minute, you're getting off on this? Oh, you just made that bad.
Fucking robot chicken.
Yeah.
Yo, I love it.
All right, go ahead. So we're back in character. That weight, that pressure is being pushed on you, and you're in his realm. Look at him.
See, unlike Dwight, he's the perfect one for me because I become sublime.
Look at him. He just like.
Hell no.
Yo, I can't concentrate when I'm looking at Eric. Eric looked like Samuel J. Jackson from the Django. Like he's ready to start.
The D is silent, hillbilly. I said, who in the on that nag?
So, all right.
He just called you a mini Samuel L. Jackson.
I didn't say mini.
You're
I don't mind that. I dressed up as Nick Fury one Comic-Con, and I would call myself Nick Jr.
You know what it is that like Eric got that beard line. You see how it comes down?
The Fury Light? The hell?
No, you know how they had like Nickelodeon Jr. called Nick Jr.
Nick Jr.
I was Ultimate Nick Jr.
That's okay. The people who heard what I said heard it.
Yeah.
So, Louis.
Yes.
Boy, you better call Master.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Do it. Say it the way Narcissus would have said it in the D&D game.
No. Don't do that.
Say it with spit and venom and disgust in your voice. It's the only way. You know it to be true.
Way. It is the way.
Let me ask you a question. Do I know him to be from my realm also?
No. Not everybody's from your realm, buddy.
So in my native tongue, I'm gonna say, with all due respect, and he probably doesn't even understand, and maybe he does, but with all due respect, there's only one person that I call master.
Go for initiative.
Not being disrespectful, but is not to be disrespectful, but there's only one that I call master.
No response. That's
I
it.
can't hear you.
No
Roll for
response.
initiative.
No response.
You said He said you only call one person master. And I said, sure enough.
The red glow. He starts doing tiger style.
Say, yeah, I got something new for that ass right there.
Okay. The pressure starts to increase to where you're feeling waves of force rippling from the top of your head through your body to your feet. Because you haven't kneeled, you're just standing. And the protocol was explained to you.
So I'll drop down to one knee, but I'm not calling him master. So if he kills me, he kills me. I'm just not. The demon, the hellborn lord that I follow, that I was raised to follow, that basically all my species kind of follow, is the only one I call master. And
Okay.
one thing, he's never seen my eyes, so I'm taking my glasses off.
Okay. With that, the pressure just eases slightly so where you don't feel like your lungs are about to collapse.
Present your findings quickly.
Sorry, but you ain't nobody.
I know I'm not nobody.
No, not you. I'm talking about him.
It's all right.
You the man.
Hurt my feelings again, Steve.
No, I said him, not you.
Again, I'm going to repeat it. 23 FU. So, sir, whatever this thing is, it was sent here to attack everyone present in the room. It is of a demonic / necromagic aura, and it is like a plague to run across the city.
How do you know this?
I was told.
By whom?
Someone from the underworld.
Great.
He's wearing the mask so you can't see any face. And they're all just staring at you.
We are the Underworld. Whom do you speak?
Not this underworld.
We are aware of your origins, Acolyte. We are aware of the lords you serve. Those are inconsequential to our aims. You serve a purpose. Serve it. Give us more than what you have given.
As we speak, anyone that has come in contact with it has most likely been affected. Now, Lewis, the news hasn't really broke it down as this thing being that if you get touched by it or you breathe it or anything like that.
No.
So,
sorry, no.
So once in contact, within a short amount of time, you will be infected and it will take over you.
We were already made aware of this. Apparently by one more capable. Give us more.
Okay. All right. So I bow my head and I'm out.
Okay. After that tense exchange, you go to the restroom, change your pamper, and then I'm kidding. Relax. You put some Desitin because you got a little burn.
Wow.
Oh, my bad.
Preparation H does feel good.
All right, so it is 12:15. I appreciate you guys staying up for this, and I'm going to end it here.
No.
All right, be sure to change my skill for me, please.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am, depending. So we will meet again on August 12th.
What?
That's 2 weeks. All right, take it easy. And if you guys are, we were Mike, we were talking about maybe moving this to Sunday if you guys want. Totally okay with either day. I'm okay with Monday because Monday is a Monday.
Can't do Sundays. You got Eric one day, and then you got Mike another day.
All right, listen, I get it. So we can stay
You
with
still running
Mondays.
your fantasy game?
That's a separate issue. So anyway, so hold on for a second. So for Audible, Diablo, Mystic Knight, Toreador, Ithera, and Crosshair, I am DM Discretion, and we bid you a fond farewell and good night, and we will see you in the next game.